and welcome home. In this podcast, we venture into what it means to be a leader in this new world. Human, flawed but working on things, and forever changed by using our intuition to guide us. I'm Adelina East, founder of Transformational Healing and mentor to those running soul-based businesses. Join me to receive transformational healing, tips to dive more deeply into your unique spiritual gifts, and to hear great conversations with other entrepreneurs in spirit. Let's get started. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Cosmic Leadership Podcast. I'm your host, Adelina East. I'm an EMDR therapist. I use internal family systems and my own modality, transformational healing, to lead people towards healing themselves of trauma, various diagnoses, whatever the case may be. I'm super excited because today I get to announce the winner of the giveaway. We've been announcing here on the pod for the last few weeks. We had some troubles with Apple Podcasts, not downloading all of the reviews, but I have gotten them. And I'm so grateful for all of you that have left us reviews on Apple Podcasts. Though it's not showing up for absolutely everybody, it is at least showing up for me. And for this, I am very grateful. So if you left us a review, you were entered to win a free session with me. And the winner of this session is Kelly Burns. Kelly, thank you so much for your beautiful review. It was so loving and so thoughtful. I'm going to read it here for everybody in case it's not showing up for them. I love my time each week with Adelina East. It feels like a little mini therapy session when she does transformational healings on the podcast. On the off weeks, she brings us guests that I would have never heard of on my own. They are not always famous people. They are not always people that you would find on Instagram, but people that you need to have in your life. Thank you so much for creating this community, Adelina. Thank you, Kelly. That was beautiful. Thank you so much for that. And thank you also for those who left reviews, sent me screenshots of them. I've loved sharing those. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We'll do another giveaway like this soon, so stay tuned. In the meantime, you can always enter the giveaway by signing up for my newsletter. I do a giveaway there about once a month, and I don't always announce the winner here on the podcast. Sometimes we just email them separately, but I should start announcing it so that you guys realize it's happening, right? Right. So you can head on over there, adelinaeast.com, ADALINA East.com, and enter the giveaway there. Maybe you'll be the winner next month. Kelly Burns, we've already emailed you. Please email us back so that we can schedule your free session with me. Today, our topic is a Q&A, and one of you wrote in a question that I really want to answer. I think it's so super important. I don't want to say especially during the summer months, because then it makes you think, oh, people are only going through this in the summer. And I think people can go through this all year round, really. I don't think it's just a summer thing, but we're going to talk about body self-consciousness. And we're going to talk about body self-consciousness through the lens of aging, which is something that's happening to many of our listeners. It's happening to me. I celebrated my 45th birthday on July 1st. I love being 45, but the whole bikini shopping thing is such a drag. And that's just where I'm at. I think that we have all been raised to believe that women should be eternally young, eternally feminine, not have hair in certain places where we have hair, and just generally raised to believe that part of our worth is about our beauty, and our beauty as judged by society, not so much judged by ourselves. And I could go on a feminist rant about this for decades, believe me. But I don't know if that's going to help anybody. I feel like I've been doing feminist rants since I was like 15. Where are we? So let's talk about it from a therapeutic standpoint. First, I'm going to read the question, and then I'm going to tell you a few different things that I would do if I were this person, but I'm also going to tell you what I am doing in case that is helpful for anyone else who is in their 40s and aging in this moment in time in our political state. So this question comes to us from Aimee L. And this is Aimee's question. Aimee is from Maine. Hi, Aimee. Thank you for listening. Thank you for sending your question. As I continue to age, my body continues to look different in a bathing suit. We have a spring right outside my house, and I love going there. But since I hit my 40s, I'm embarrassed to go to the public pool. I will not only see people that I have known since I was in grade school who've seen my body change in this way, but I will also see the parents of my children who might look at me as if I am a crazy person in any sort of bathing suit. I wonder about that, Aimee. I wonder about that. Doesn't everyone wear a bathing suit to the pool? Perhaps people are going in their clothes. I don't know. Anyway, the question continues. I wonder if there is a dignified way for me to be able to go to the public pool with my nearly adult children, see their parents, friends, parents, and still maintain my dignity while swimming. What are your suggestions? Also, what are your suggestions for exercise as we age and how to feel good about ourselves in this perimenopause and menopausal journey? So, Aimee, I totally get what you're saying. I completely understand. I feel like we're in this thing together, my love. I feel as though as I have aged and hit my 40s, a lot of my clients are now in their 40s and we're all navigating this perimenopausal thing together. So I have a few recommendations for you, Aimee. So, and really anyone who's dealing with body conscious stuff. Number one, let's pretend that we're in Europe for a second, okay? For all of you Europeans listening, bravo. I'm not saying every culture of Europe is great, but let's imagine we are on a French beach, for example. No, maybe not France. Let's imagine we're on a Spanish beach, okay? When you go to a Spanish beach, there are people of all shapes and sizes wearing all shapes and sizes of bathing suits. And it's not a thing. I can't speak from their perspective because I am not a Spanish person, but I can tell you that I feel so much comfort being in places and spaces like that where it is expected that women age. It is okay that women age. It is okay to wear a bathing suit of any kind, shape, and size. You do you. It is not about people pleasing. It's not about wearing the thing that covers the most skin because you're aging. It's about comfort. It's really, really hot on the beach and you want to be comfortable. And that usually means less clothes. And so I personally am kind of taking my 40s in this way. I am uncomfortable. I feel uncomfortable when I look down at all of that flesh because I am a woman in my 40s and I was raised mostly in America. And I do know what American culture says about that. But you know what? Practicality first. It's hot. I want to go swimming. I don't want to wear like a long sleeved bathing suit. I've seen those. I don't want to wear something that goes down all the way to my knees to cover the cellulite on my thighs. It's too hot for that. Wear what is comfortable and try your very hardest to understand that you are a woman of worth. You are a woman who is there to swim and to enjoy the outdoors in the hot, hot summertime. Climate change is real. And that you are a woman who is valuable for so much beyond her body or her looks. This is not the message that we've received as women or as those who identify as women. It's just not. But it's the message I'm going to send you because I think it's the healthy message. And I think it's also what all of us as a collective need to hear. We are more than our bodies. The next thing I can direct you to is Eating Disorders Anonymous. So they have something called Anorexia Bulimia Anonymous, along with a few different versions of that. If you feel as though you might be moving into eating disorder territory, if that is something that you've been called out on, perhaps by a couple of different friends, if it's something that you worry is actually happening to you at this moment, go to one of those meetings. It's a 12-step group. Think AA, but for eating disorders. This is something that I recommend to clients when I feel like they're bordering on that. Sometimes a few meetings will help them kind of get back on track. I also think it's a great place to practice self-acceptance.
I am so delighted to share with you that I am opening back up my multidimensional mentorship program. We have seen graduates go on to start their own businesses with their intuitive gifts, such as channeling, healing, tarot card reading, astrology, human design, chef, also so many other beautiful professions that are healing the world and making it into the better place where we all want to be. If you are struggling, if you're trying to figure out what your life purpose is, check out my multidimensional mentorship program. I am so excited to work with people who are ready for change, who are ready to dive into their intuitive gifts and see exactly what they're ready to do here on this planet at this time. We will put the link below, and I look forward to hearing from you.
Self-acceptance is so incredibly hard for us as women who are aging. If you feel as though that is not the track you're on, you are eating healthfully, you're eating things that make you feel strong, you're exercising in a way that's healthy and good for your body, and this does not feel right to you, don't do it. Next idea I would have is to work one-on-one with a therapist who can work with you on these things. So one thing that I do in my practice is that we use internal family systems. It's a really great way to approach therapy. The idea is that we all have a family of people inside of us. So, for example, one of the people that I have inside of me is called fear of aging, and that being sucks. And I have to work with that being really often and talk to fear of aging and explain to fear of aging that it's okay to age. It's okay to wear a one-piece swimming suit. It's okay to wear a bikini. It's okay to wear whatever kind of swimsuit you want that makes you feel comfortable, because it's about enjoying the outdoors. It's not about a beauty contest. And so using internal family systems, we can usually get to the root of whatever is causing the body self-consciousness, which is likely society at large. Perhaps a spouse, perhaps a friend or a few friends or a mother's voice that's buried back there. But using internal family systems, we can usually work out those parts and negotiate with those parts and make sure that you're able to enjoy the summer in bathing suit of your choice. Make sure that you're able to feel dignified at that public pool with your children in some sort of swimming getup so that you can also enjoy the summer. So I'd recommend that. If you're able to book with me, you can book on my website. If that is not available to you for whatever reason, you can always go to psychologytoday.com and look for people in your area who take your insurance or whatever the case may be. Of course, I always recommend finding someone who's truly taken the trainings that they say that they've taken. And I work remotely, and I would love to work with you. Thirdly, I would say there are a few different social media accounts and people that I follow that I find to be really, really helpful. One of them is Dr. Mary Claire Haver, I believe. But we will link her below. She is a perimenopause and menopause expert, of which there are so very few. She will be the first person to say that when she was in school, they did like a day or two on menopause, even though it's something that literally every woman will go through at some point in her life. And so you can find her on Instagram at Dr. Mary Claire. I find a lot of great information from her. She's the person who taught me about walking on an incline with a weighted vest on. That has been like a game changer for my body self-consciousness. It's also helped me drop a few pounds. It's helped me not build up cortisol in my body, which is responsible for the belly fat that many of us have in our menopausal years. Anyway, I adore her. You can check her out. I also like the Midlife Muse. We had a podcast episode with her a few weeks back. You can look in our feed and find the podcast with her. Her name on Instagram is Midlife Muse, but her name is Dr. Amanda Hansen. She's a PhD in psychology, and she does a lot of work on women's empowerment, feminism in general, making sure that you're eating intuitively, moving your body intuitively. My only complaint is that she is quite anti hormones, and that doesn't work for me. And I know that doesn't work for many people. And so I believe in doing whatever you have to do for your body, whether it's hormones or bioidentical hormones or herbs or whatever you need. But otherwise, I feel like she is quite aligned with this podcast and with feminism and women dealing with body image issues. So you can check her out as well. And then thirdly, and probably most importantly, I would say is let's get to the root of why you're feeling like there's no dignified way that you can go to the public pool. I 100% understand that. I remember screaming to my partner last summer, I cannot find a bathing suit that makes me feel like an adult. They don't make them apparently. So I get it. But I did eventually find one. And so I encourage you to be patient with yourself, to be patient with this process of aging, to know that everybody goes through it. I'm right there with you. If you're sweating through your sheets as you're complaining about the bathing suit situation, I'm right there with you. We will get through this together. If you find that the root of this is not, in fact, being raised in American society, which I would be willing to bet part of it is, but if you find that the root is deeper, it's about a mother's voice in your head, it's about a spouse's voice in your head, a friend, somebody in your life that has shamed you in some way or made you feel as though your body is not okay as you age, let's get together and work on that, because that's not okay for them to do. And I have techniques that we can use to make those memories very faint and make sure that they're not in charge of your thinking today. Make sure that they're not in charge of your decision-making today. We can use transformational healing or EMDR or internal family systems, whatever you're most comfortable with. But let's get together and work on this, because no one should have to live that way. So, for all of you experiencing body image issues out there, especially in the summertime with the whole pool thing or ocean thing or whatever swimsuit situation you have going on, I'm right there with you. Totally get it. It's kind of a bummer and kind of a drag, but you know what? I've gone to the pool twice. I can't swim because the chlorine deeply impacts me, but at least I'm out there. At least I'm putting myself out there. At least I am wearing some form of a swimsuit that does not make me totally uncomfortable. And I will be going swimming this coming weekend. My best friend and I are going to hike up Nambe. It's like a gorgeous waterfall. There's a swimming hole that you can walk through the river to get to. And so we will be doing that. And I think that also helps if you have a partner in crime who is also going through this moment of body self-consciousness, which I guess is also just called identifying as a woman. If you can have a partner in crime for those moments, do it. It really helps. So much love to all of you today. I can't wait to hear from you about this episode, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you so much for listening to these important conversations about cosmic leadership and the changing needs of our times. If you enjoyed this conversation, please rate and review this podcast on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. You can also share it with a friend. Join our crew at Adelina East on Instagram or at Adelina East Healing on Facebook. With all the love from every dimension, Adelina.